Let me guess, you're taking the Duolingo English test. If you have 1 hour of time, just 1 hour, I'm gonna make sure today that you walk away from this video with a strategy that helps you boost your score by at least 7 to 8 points. Because today, not only will I give you the tips and tricks and strategies, I will implement those in front of you. We will practice together. And you will see exactly using which strategies I get to a good score on the Duolingo, and you can use them for your own tests as well. Only if you have this 1 hour, this video is everything you will ever need. With this, you would be able to start preparing and ace the test. Trust me, you won't need to go through 10 other videos on YouTube. So if you're ready, let's get started. Don't pause it from here on out. Okay, sounds good. You and I, we are in agreement. We're going to discuss the question types first. You should know what kind of questions you will see on the test, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks. After that, we'll live solve. The first one is the read and select questions. This is where you will see a word in front of you and you have to select whether it is a correct English word or if it is non-existent. Watch out for spelling traps, and the words that are non-existent, they will look a lot more like the words that do exist, because Duolingo likes to make them look like that. Of course, that's the whole trick, and that's why people lose points. So make sure you only select the words that you know. Next is to describe the image. This one will test your writing skills. You get 1 minute to write, so make sure you don't make it too long. Just write about the image in about 2 lines or so. That's usually enough. Don't overwrite, and try to leave some time, maybe just 10 seconds for review, so that you can make sure you're not making any grammatical mistakes. Because grammar mistakes will be the biggest reason why you lose points on this one. Remember, I cannot stress this enough, correct punctuation matters. If you're not good at punctuation, you don't know whether to put the space before or after the comma, before or after the colon, don't worry. Just use the free version of Grammarly tool when you write and when you practice, so that you can understand where you're making punctuation mistakes. And by the way, remember to show off your vocabulary. The more wide variety of words that you can show off, and of course they should be correctly used, well, the more you're scored. Third one, listen and write. One of the most common questions, one of the oldest question types of the Duolingo. You will be allowed to listen to an audio recording up to 3 times, and you have to write the content within that recording. This is usually going to be almost always a single sentence. That's it. My strategy over here, you use the first 2 recordings to write down the sentence, and the third one should just be used to confirm that you've written it right. And I'll show you the whole strategy in reality when we actually get to the test. Number 4 is independent speaking. You will have 2 kinds of independent speaking modules. One is with a cue card, one is without a cue card. If you have a cue card, you're given supplemental questions that you must answer within your answers. Otherwise, without a cue card, you can just basically speak about anything and everything as long as it's related to the topic that you've been given. Remember, Duolingo does not allow note taking, so you won't have notes to read from. You'll have to create a mind map. Also remember that you are judged on your speaking and not on your opinion. So if you say something which may be politically incorrect or contentious, that's fine. Don't worry. They cannot give you bad scores just on the basis of your opinion. Remember to finish before the timer ends. Try not to get cut off, although I also get cut off 1 or 2 times, which is fine, but avoid it as much as possible. In fact, try to finish off a couple seconds before the timer ends. One very common thing you will see in my speaking is that I do not use these kinds of things. It's very difficult to let go of at first, but once you stop using them in your day-to-day language and when you're actually performing on the Duolingo test, you're gonna see a much better result. That alone helps with confidence, of course, but you still should be more confident. The more confident you are, the better. And you should be using intonation. Intonation are cadences in voice. Let me give you an example. Me, I'm holding my part of the deal. You're the one who's not. You see the cadences, it goes up, comes down. The pitch is sometimes higher and then lower. You have to speak in a way that makes it interesting. 5th question type, read and speak. In this one, you want to read what's in front of you silently first in your mind. You read the question, you understand it, and then you speak. When you speak, you want to make sure you focus on the punctuation, pause at the commas, stop at the full stops. Use this natural intonation that we just discussed. And finally, always keep an eye on the timer. Usually you'll be given a cue card using which you can sort of guide yourself into giving answers to these small little questions, and then you can finalize your answer using those. Sixth one, this is text completion, one of the most popular questions on the Duolingo. You want to skim through the text, and while you're reading the text, you already want to start answering some of the blanks. Trust me, I will show you how it's done in the video. It is not difficult. You want to focus on tenses, consistency, and you want to learn to skip and not get stuck. Remember, there's a timer ongoing. So if you don't understand one of them, and you'll see me do this, I did not understand some of them and I remember that, then you have to skip, because otherwise you will lose points because of the other blanks. You can always come back if you have time left and you can try to figure out whatever you missed previously. Number 7, independent writing. Again, you want to write at least 100 words for this one. It's a bit longer. You get more time as well. You want to use advanced vocabulary, and also you want to use transition words such as however, in spite of, consequently, at the same time. These smoothen your writing and it makes it look just a little bit more consistent. My idea of structure for this is to write an introductory paragraph, then an example paragraph, and then the conclusion. You'll see me do this, by the way. Number 8, interactive reading. Here, you always want to skim through the text first, get a brief understanding of what's going on in the passage, but you also want to keep on answering as you read. The kind of questions you'll incur over here are fill in the blanks, where you have to select from a list of options. You'll have sentence insertions, where you have to insert a sentence in between paragraphs. You'll have to highlight correct phrases or sentences. You might have to select the right passage summary, so you make sure you don't leave important information out. And then there will be one question on the title selection. What is the best title for this whole passage? And again, you want to select the best one which covers pretty much the whole passage, especially the main idea, that is. Just 2 more left, bear with me. Number 9, interactive listening. Now this is one of the newest question types. This is where you're almost having sort of like an interaction with your friend. You're given a prompt on the basis of which first you'll have to fill up certain blanks. Next, you'll carry a conversation with your friend and you have to select the right answers out of the options given. Remember, every time your friend speaks, you must listen, because they're only going to speak it once. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss points. Wrong answers usually might sound right, but will miss out important information. Again, don't worry, you'll see an example soon. And the final, number 10 one is interactive speaking. This is also new, by the way. This is almost like an interview where you're being asked questions. You listen to them and you have 35 seconds to respond to the questions. You want to respond in spoken English, like in real life. It doesn't have to be like an essay sort of. So you just speak normally like you would with a friend. Here's what you want to focus on. Clarity. Make sure you answer the question. Vocabulary should be wide. Don't just stick to the same words again and again. Sometimes instead of calling an apple, you can call it that delicious fruit. Again, natural intonation, the cadences in voice. Try to avoid fillers like not needed. And finally, try to wrap up your answer before that 35-second timer ends. Hold your horses now. The question types are over, yes, but before we move on to the actual test, I want you to know that you can now go ahead, sign up on YMGrad.com. I'll send you a lot more Duolingo study material, which is free, by the way, gets delivered right to your inbox, and you get a lot more study abroad guidance and work abroad guidance if that's something you're interested in. So make sure you sign up, you'll get all of that for free, and you'll get a chance to connect with me one-on-one personally. Now here we go with the actual test. Try to perform it with me. All the best. Alright guys, let's take a full Duolingo practice test, and I want you to do this with me so you are able to take in the same strategies that I'm going to use. Let's get started. Alright, let's get started. Checking my device. Looks good. I'm going to start with read and select. Sounds good. Metard. Is this a real English word? No. Proligians. I don't think so. Restless? Yes. Innovation? Yes. Displacement? No. Chain? Yes. Permanent? No. Cholution? No. Respective? Yes. Velar? This one I'm not sure of, but I think no. Retrove? No. Terrified? Yes. Heading? Yes. Help? Yes. Spouse? Yes. Reest? I don't think so. Conceded? This spelling seems wrong. Tuning? No, I don't think so. Okay, section 2. That was easy. Couldn't explain much over there, guys. Sorry about that. It's just the words that I knew I selected yes. The ones that I felt were not really known to me, and Duolingo is very tricky with that, so I just select no. Okay, let's fill in the blanks. Let's get started. After years of success, the business fell victim to the recent economic turndown. Makes sense. All right, let's move forward. His blank for stargazing was infectious and persuasive, leading others to decide to join him on clear nights. His enthusiasm, probably right. He's very enthusiastic about it, seems. Continue. The movie ended with such a wise twist that no one expected. Wise? I don't know. What else could be? Will? No. I don't think there's any other word that I can think of, so I think wise. Okay, summoning up his courage, he decided to request a raise. I think, yeah, request fills it in. Makes sense. I posted a question on the blog post, but it remains unanswered. Unanswered. Oh, an answer. Sorry about that. Almost thought I would miss the time. Okay, unanswered. The crowd blank words of encouragement at the marathon runners as they ran. Showers. That's the one that I can think of. Okay. After taking a shower, he combed his hair, brushed his teeth. Yeah, it's past tense, so it makes sense. Combed his hair. Perfect. All right. He's got to get a hang of it. We need to visit the hardware blank to pick up some supplies for our project this week. Hardware device? No. Harvard Delis? I'm not sure. I can't think of something. I know this is wrong. Well, can't fix that. Anyway, seeking validation, he often did things not for their intrinsic value, but for the blank he received. Praise he received. Right. We're not going to get all of them right, but that's okay. Sometimes the mind is just not working. Okay, let's move forward. Mixed language skills. All right, let's get started.
With the recommendation.
Oh, my voice was off.
He was very happy with the recommendation.
The recommendation. So I always like to write it once and then replay.
He was very happy with the recommendation.
Just make sure the spellings are right, everything's correct, we have full stop, everything looks good. Let's move forward.
He has written several criticisms of that play. He has written several criticisms of that play.
Now I just want to verify the spellings as well.
He has written several criticisms of that play.
Yeah, I think this is how you spell criticism. I don't think it's S. Yeah, it's criticism. Because it's nah, that just looks wrong. Sism. Yeah, and I know some people use Z with it, but I think this looks fine to me. Yeah, I think this is it. All right, big one here. Let's get started. The definition of ecotourism. The word ecotourism comes from a combination of words ecology and tourism, and it refers to responsible travel that conserves the environment and supports positive relationships with the local community. Okay, ecotourism can include activities such as hiking, something else over here, and wildlife photography. Oh, sorry about that. Wildlife photography. I don't know what this one is still. It may involve blank to a particular region such as rainforest. Rainforest for research. Research or study. Overall, ecotourism follows principle of protecting the environment, minimizing impact on that environment, raising cultural awareness. Okay, two blanks were missing. Ecotourism can include activities such as hiking, camping, wildlife photography. All right. It may involve blank to a particular region such as rainforest research. travel. No. Oh, okay. I think I messed up the spelling over here already because of that. Particular region. But this is not travel then. So what is this? It may involve tryst. I don't know. But tryst is, I think that's with a Y, and that's a separate thing. That's like an endeavor. So I don't think this one makes sense either. And tryst would be a bit difficult for Duolingo, to be honest. It may involve, I don't know, treks to a particular, yeah, that makes sense. It may involve treks to a particular region, such as, let me just disconnect my phone. I don't know how that got connected. Anyway, treks to a particular region such as rainforest for research or study. Oh, I messed up the spelling over here. Study. All right, that makes sense. That looks good. Let's move forward. Everything looks good. Just check the spellings. Makes sense. Continue. Okay, we're good.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Email account. So you want to make sure you get everything spelled right. And
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
you hear that pause after a go? That basically means you have to have a comma.
Despite graduating years ago, he still has access to his university email account.
Looks good to me. The comma's right, the full stop's right. Let's go.
I expected green lawns and quiet streets in the suburbs.
All right. Common mistake, the spelling of quiet. Quiet and quite. Quite.
I expected green lawns and quiet streets in the suburbs.
This is quiet, silent. So, looks good. I don't think I need to hear it again. Let's move forward.
I felt very sorry that I had put them to so much trouble.
This is what it seems to me. Let's just write.
I felt very sorry that I had put them to so much trouble.
Yeah, makes sense. Looks good to me. Continue.
The company prioritized the use of recycled materials during the manufacturing process.
Prioritize the use of. Let me just.
The company prioritized the use of recycled materials during the manufacturing process.
This should be it.
The company prioritized the use of recycled materials during the manufacturing process.
And the spellings look right as well. Let's move forward. Ooh, big one. Okay. Experts in high precision machine tools. Okay, our company was founded in the engineering town of Pittsburgh in 1850 as a maker of lathes, the machines used to turn a workpiece around a rotational axis, and has been in business for over 150 years. Since then, we have become renowned as makers of precious machine. No, not precious. It's not filling up. Makers of precise, precious machine tools. Let me just get back to that. Tools. And what is this? It should be and as pioneers in technology. While our focus is still on manufacturing machine tools, our product line has expanded to include a wider range, so easy, of high performance equipment and services for a variety of applications in recent years. Okay, I think we've got this all right, except for this little blank. It's bugging me. So, makers of, let's see, what are they talking about? So they're talking, is it precise? It can't be precise. I don't think so. The spelling is also not going to fit over here. The machines used to turn a workpiece around a rotational axis. Okay, lathes, renowned as makers of precious machine tools it should be precise, but then precise cannot be spelled with a C like here. It should be I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Precious doesn't work out as well. What else can it be? Precarious? Nah, that's not working out either. Don't have that, and secondly, that would be counterintuitive. We don't look for that word. 30 seconds left. Let's try to get this. Makers of well, how do you spell precise anyway? Precise. Nah, that doesn't fit either. Precious. I don't know. This one, it's premium. Nah, I don't know. Anyway, one we did not get right,
Their
and that's
first
okay.
day at work was successful.
All right, he seems happy.
Their first day at work was successful.
All right, let's see.
Their first day at work was successful.
All right, makes sense. There, don't get the spelling wrong. Okay, let's get started with the next one.
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
I think what's really important here is the punctuation. So comma, this one, and this is a short form of are you not, and then this question mark.
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
Perfect, and there always is a space after the comma. Don't forget that. Let's continue. All right. William Herschel's theory of stars. In 1785, William Herschel theorized about life cycle of stars, in which a star would exist for a limited amount of time before exploding in a dramatic event called a supernova. He also suggested that afterwards it would collapse into a ball of gas from which new stars would emerge, probably. Herschel's theory was confirmed with the discovery of nebulae and the recognition that stars formed from within these interstellar dust clouds. Okay, that's very interesting. So it makes sense that afterwards it would collapse into a ball of gas. Okay, and then new stars could emerge. Sounds good. All
They
right.
received praise for their good behavior. They received praise for their good behavior.
All right. Received praise.
They received praise for their good behavior.
Looks good. All right. We're at interactive reading already. Let's get started. Okay. Henrik, a diligent insurance claims adjuster in Greenland, blanked the weight of his demanding workload, leaving little time for life and for life outside work. Okay. I know he was burdened by the weight. Let's see. Saw the weight, tasted the weight, dreamed, felt the weight. Yeah, makes sense. His evenings consisted of monotonous loop of microwave dinners and work blank until his sister worried about his well-being. Well, let's see. Work, emails, ideas, meetings. I mean, it could be anything, but let's just read further first, yeah? Worried about his well-being, blank him a small surprise. Okay, she brought him, gave him, threw him. You don't throw a surprise, you throw a party, so certainly not. Gave him a small surprise. Yeah, I think that makes sense. But then again, what is the second one? So, he's a diligent insurance claims adjuster. Probably, I don't know. I don't know, it's got to be doing emails. Work emails, work meetings. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Microwave dinners and work emails, I think. All right. Blank Nanak, a playful and fluffy blank whose eyes were gleaming with mischief. Okay, so begin Nanak, enter Nanak. Okay, enter makes sense a little bit actually. Jump Nanak, no. Climb Nanak, leave Nanak, enter Nanak. A playful and fluffy blank whose eyes were gleaming. Well, what is it? Well, I don't know what it is yet. Let's see. Henrik's life blank a sudden turn as he struggled with challenges of raising an energetic and relentless pup. So now we know it's a pup, so puppy, right? Henrik's life took a certain turn, I suppose. Sold, shared, missed, but took. Yeah, took. Perfect. Chewed up furniture and early morning walks became his new reality, pulling him away from his blank computer more often than he would have imagined. I think more often than he would have appreciated, liked, needed. I don't know yet. Let's see. Chewed up furniture and his early morning walks became his new reality, pulling him away from his work computer more often than he would have liked. I think he doesn't like it so much because now, who likes chewed up furniture and all these morning walks. So I think liked should make a little bit more sense. Let's see, did we get everything? The only thing I'm not super certain about is the second one, the emails, because it could be just as well meetings. It could be work meetings as well. Monotonous loop of microwave dinners and work emails. I suppose it should be. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, both of these could be right. Ideas, rules, vehicles. Yeah, I'm gonna go with emails on this because I feel like he's a claims adjuster. I don't know, he could be doing either one. I honestly have no idea. Anyway, let's continue. So, like the best sentence to complete the passage. All right, so we have to put something in here. Over time, he grew to anticipate these moments, cherishing the simple pleasures his new furry companion bought, like playing fetch in the frosty park and laughing at Nanak's tumbles in the snowbanks. Okay, in between there's got to be something. After participating in a few meetings, oh, that last one was certainly meetings, man. He began to bond with Nanak over their shared love for a favorite book. Huh? Nah. Just as their plane finally arrived doesn't make sense. As he carefully worked on the artist's insurance policy, no. After bonding over pets and discussing insurance policies, Nanak convinced Henrik. Well, how would a dog convince Henrik? Anyway, although he grumbled on the morning walks, Henrik couldn't help but smile at Nanak's playfully bounded through the snow. Yeah, this makes sense. Over time, he like this, and as the bond between these people grew. I just like to read the whole thing. The world outside revealed itself, stunning shores, friendly faces at the park, and the crisp and invigorating air. It wasn't long before Henrik realized his priorities needed to shift, and he was consciously setting aside some time to nurture relationships and indulge in life's small joys. Surrounded by warmth and energy of his beloved Nanak, Henrik found a sense of contentment he never knew he was missing. All right, cool. Highlight the text in the passage to answer the question below. Why did Henrik's sister bring him a small surprise? Well, that's because this guy was miserable. So, let's see. Right over here. Worried about his well-being, right? Do you have to have the whole sentence? No, this is just a text, right? So, worried about his well-being. Okay. Actually, I would like to do the whole thing, I think. His evening concern. Okay. Yeah. Why did Henrik's sister bring him a small surprise? Well, this is the reason. Right? It's gotta be it. Hey, it was emails. Work emails, you see? We got it right, actually. It's work emails. This is the right sentence now. The fill in the blanks part is over now. His evenings consisted of monotonous loop of microwave dinners and work emails until his sister. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Why did she do it? This is why. All right. What was Henrik's job? Well, the insurance claims adjuster. That's what he used to do. All right. Select the idea that is expressed in the passage. Henrik spent a lot of time traveling for work no, he did not do that. Henrik spent most of his time working until he got Nanak a playful puppy, and he then realized the importance of enjoying life. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good summary. Best title for the passage. Henrik's move to a snowy city. Henrik's journey with Nanak. I don't know about that. Certainly not the first one. A wet step, no. Mastering the art of sledding, I don't know. Henrik's journey to a new job. No, I think this is the best one than the second one. I think I got one of them wrong. Why did his sister get him that thing? But hopefully we're close. Hopefully we're still scoring well. Let's see.
You and your friend have recently gotten part-time jobs as lab assistants for a professor. You are discussing how the job is going.
All right. Okay. Let's see, what kind of schedule do you and your friend work? Answer the questions. Okay, work as lab assistants for the professor. What kind of schedule do you and your friend work? Well, I don't know the exact, this is not the exact answer to this one. I mean, this could be this, work as lab assistants. What is the common role you and your friend share? Well, we work as lab assistants. For this one, and by the way, this is the new question type. What kind of schedule do you and your friend work? Let's just hear this again.
You and your friend have recently gotten part-time jobs as lab assistants for a professor. You are discussing how the job is going.
Well, we work part-time, that much we know, right? We work part-time. It's not full-time, so it's got to be, part-time or part-time. We both work as lab assistants.
You and your friend have recently gotten part-time jobs as lab assistants for a professor.
For a professor, I think we can just say for a professor. I just want to be very certain. All right, who are you and your friend working for? For a professor. I think this one also. What is the common role you and your friend share? We are both working as lab assistants, actually. And I can just shorten this now. Makes a bit more sense. So see, it's a process. Makes sense. We both work part-time. We are working for a professor. What is the topic of your conversation with your friend? We're talking about?
You are discussing how the job is going.
How the job is going. That's it. Let's continue. Participate in a conversation about the scenario. Pick the best option to start the conversation. Hey, how's your thesis going? No, we're not doing that. Hey, come on in. How can I help you? How's the job going? I think this makes sense. That's a lot of work. So your classes aren't going well. No, this is the one. Okay.
It's going good. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, me too. I didn't realize how much work went into setting up experiments before. That sounds great. Are you looking for... Nah, I don't think so. That sounds really cool. I'm looking forward to working... Nah. We're starting a new experiment today, testing effect of sleep on students' grades. It doesn't make sense based on what you said. I think this one.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But it's really interesting to see how everything works and to be a part of the process.
Absolutely, and it's nice to get paid for it too. I would choose this anyway. Exactly. So I think you should definitely go for it. No, yeah, maybe you're right. That sounds like it should be worth it then. Well, this is also good, but worth what? They have not been talking about that. So, I'm doing one. No, I think this is the one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just glad that we were able to get these positions.
All right. Yeah, me too. Professor Garcia is really great to work for. I guess that makes sense. Do you know what your professor wants you to do yet? Nah. I just started to. It's a lot. No, that's great. I got a job. Definitely, I think we're both having a good chance. No, they already got it. So, okay.
Absolutely. Everything is really organized and planned out ahead of time, which makes our jobs a lot easier.
They're simping for the professor. Anyway, don't worry. I'm sure she'll be fine with it. Nah, that's a great idea. No, they're not. There's no idea. Yeah, the professor does a great job of making sure things are always under control. That makes our jobs a lot easier for sure. Okay, I guess. Yeah, no problem. I want to make sure that we both have the chance to. Sounds like a great schedule. No, this is it. They just simped through the conversation. All right. Summary of the conversation. All right. My friend and I are discussed about our new part-time job as what are they doing again? Assistants, right? Assistants for Professor Garcia, if I remember correct, right? We deliberated on how lucky we are to have such a great position, given that the professor is always, well, always has the lab under control. We work on setting up initial oh, time got up. Look at that. Should have made it a bit shorter. Anyway, let's continue. My mistake. Sorry about that. Lost track of the timer. First time. It's not going to happen again. All right, writing. Total time 9 minutes. Let's do it. Oof. Okay. I do not love that breakfast. 1 minute. Okay. I see. The image features an English breakfast which consists of a sausage cut in 2 parts along with an omelette which has been garnished with onions and chili. Looks delicious. They don't know I hate it, but anyway, that's my description. I don't think I need that. Anyway, let's continue. You will write for 5 minutes and then write a follow-up response. Okay, and what is the thing I'm writing about? What change would make your hometown more appealing to people your age? Well, I live in the beautiful capital. Well, not always. I spend 6 months here and there, but right now I'm in Delhi, and that's in India, the capital of India. I could think of a couple of things that could improve the place, but let's see. All right, let's just make a mind map, yeah? So what I would like is, well, less traffic, hopefully. Wider roads could help with that. I dealt with that coming over here right now. I could live with a bit more hygiene. I think that would make it more appealing to people my age. I would also love if we have, better politicians, because this place is corrupt. So less corruption. And I would love, if we had access. I would say, Indian markets are very costly, like, for companies to import their stuff in, so more imports of globally recognized brands. But again, I think that's getting too far. All right, I live in the capital, or we can say national capital region of India. Well, actually, Delhi is not exactly national capital, so all right. It's one of the most advanced places in the country, and I'm happy to have had the opportunity to live here. However, and you want to change the paragraph, there are many areas Delhi could improve. Traffic is a huge problem. At times, traveling just 5 kilometers can take north of 1 hour. A lot of it has to do with civic sense, which people in our country, well, unfortunately, they lack a little bit, which means that people need to think of others and not just themselves. Okay, then we got this covered, I think. Another big issue, or we can say another major problem that would make Delhi appealing to people my age would be hygiene. Hygiene standards. So what we want is better food. Let's see. Yeah, let's say we could say a lot of times eating outside at certain joints has proven, sorry about that, getting a call, unsafe for me. Hence, a bit more regulation in this aspect would help. Other problems include corruption. However, we could just club this here. However, Delhi does have a lot of pros. So, and I don't think I'm going to write such as. Regardless, the above suggestions, if incorporated, would help massively. All right, and you wanna go ahead and just quickly read it. I don't really have the time for that as of now. I should have left some, and I wrote quite a lot because it's a topic that hit right here. But anyway, follow-up response for 3 minutes. How would the addition of health and wellness facilities such as a gym or fitness center improve your hometown's appeal? Share your thoughts. Well, that's good because I feel that lack of fitness centers or gyms is not a problem in Delhi. In fact, at any point, you would easily find at least 3 to 5 good gyms or fitness centers around you. Delhi is quite well populated. Well, I would say overpopulated, and is home to thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of small and large scale businesses. One of the perks of this is that, or one of the consequences of these businesses or of the population, of this is that we get access to great gyms and fitness centers already. Hence, I do not think that additional health and wellness centers would add to Delhi's appeal. And you just want to verify everything. I feel the lack of fitness centers or gyms is not a problem in Delhi. In fact, at any point, you would easily find at least 3 to 5 good gyms or fitness centers around you. Delhi is overpopulated and is home to thousands of small and large scale businesses. One of the consequences of this is that we get access to great gyms and fitness centers already. Hence, I do not think that additional health and wellness centers would add to Delhi's appeal. And this one, I don't think I can change anymore. So overall, it looks good, and I don't see any grammatical issues over here. I'm going to say continue. Okay. Speaking, one of our final sections. Let's go. Prepare to speak. You have 90 seconds. All right. We have a bus. No, it's a tram actually. This tram is seemingly off of its rails, so they're fixing it. Okay, let's do it. Let's try not to get cut off though. In the image, I see a beautiful red tram which has somehow derailed off of its rail track. Two workers are trying their best to get the tram back on the rail so that it can get moving. I also see that this features a background which seems like we are in the mountains in the image. The two workers are working on the tram and they are wearing orange t-shirts. These t-shirts help us understand that they are workers from the tram company, and I believe that they should be very well visible in the night as well because of these t-shirts. On top of that, I see that they are using certain devices which are allowing them to potentially lift the tram up and shift it back on the rails. It seems that they're almost done and the process should be complete within a few minutes to hours. And that's it. I'm just going to say continue. I don't want to speak till the very end. If I don't have anything to speak, that's good enough. But I spoke for a good chunk of time and I took a gap, did not say, as you notice, that's what you want. Okay, prepare to speak about the topic below. You will have 90 seconds to speak. Describe a typical day when you were in school. How do you get to and from school? What activities? Okay. On a typical day, when I was in school, and it's been a while, I would get to school on my bike. Yes, that's the beautiful part of it. I used to take the bus when I was very young, but I think relatively quickly after I was 16 or so, I started using my own bike to get to the school. Luckily, my school was only about 2 kilometers away, so it would only take about 15 minutes. And of course, since I took the bike to school, I would come back from the school as well on the bike itself. It was actually really, really easy. The activities that I took part in throughout the day, well, of course, I would attend classes. That would be the most common activity. I would try not to bunk them. At the same point in time, I would also be pretty active engaging in sports. For instance, I don't remember a single day where I did not play football when I was in school. I can remember very few weeks where I did not play table tennis. So sports was a big part of my day back in school. And apart from that, of course, hanging out with friends and going to class, dealing with teachers, taking the test, those pretty much summed up my activities through the day. It was a great time and I greatly miss it. I'm going to press continue now. That's it. Okay, let's move forward. Prepare to have a conversation. You will listen to 6 questions and have 35 seconds to answer each. Okay, let's do it.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about volunteering and donating. What are some ways people can help each other in your community?
Okay. My phone is recording apparently. Well, some of the most common ways I can think of is giving away clothing, food, and pretty much anything in your home that you don't use. It may even be furniture in many cases. What I feel like is that as modern people in the society, we don't like to hoard and fill our home up with stuff we don't need. And if you don't need something, my ideology is instead of throwing it away, give it to people who might need it more than you.
I see. I've got a different question. Tell me about a time you or someone you know helped your local community.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I said, we actually have a very nice driver in our house, and this person is not employed by us. They're actually one of our neighbors' drivers. Now, this person, they were not exactly having, for the longest time by the way, a proper shirt. They were always wearing this dirty shirt, and then what I realized was that one of my shirts fit them exactly, and we are pretty much of the same build. So I gifted them one of my new shirts.
Okay, I have another question. What are some reasons people volunteer their time to help others?
Okay, let's see. Well, some of the most common reasons people volunteer to help Others are, first off, they want to feel good about themselves. That's a fairly common reason, unfortunately. But other reasons, which are more genuine and coming through the heart, is when you really see a person struggling and you realize that your one move, where this move really doesn't impact you, could change their life, is something that is phenomenal. And I think that's a major reason why people volunteer.
Thanks for discussing volunteering and donating with me. Now I'd like to change topics and ask you a few questions about opportunities. Can you describe a time when you took a chance and it worked out well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would say back in college, I decided to make my very first YouTube video, and that was on the GRE test. Well, now I make videos on Duolingo test and studying abroad and pretty much anything and everything related to immigration. But I think that was something that really worked out well for me. And I think to anyone listening to this, I feel like if you have something in your mind you've been wanting to do, don't think about it. Just go do it. Take the chance.
Okay, I've got a different question. Tell me about how you decide whether to take a new opportunity.
Well, I personally like to weigh in the pros and cons. I like to see if that opportunity is going to, first off, fit into my schedule, because I run a pretty busy schedule at this point. Secondly, I like to see what am I getting out of it, and am I impacting other people positively with this opportunity? And if the answer to those three questions is yes, I think I pretty much always go for it.
Thanks. I have another question. Can you tell me about an opportunity you wish you had now?
An opportunity I wish I had now. Well, back in the day, I really wanted to study abroad, and because I was starting my business and I got busy with work, I never really got to it. I went to the school, but I dropped out after a few months. I really wanted to give time to my business. I feel like I wish I could get back that opportunity. I mean, I could still do that, and yes, while I might have the money to make it happen now, I won't get that time back. So I wish I could just go back in time, get that opportunity back.
Thanks for discussing opportunities with me. Have a nice day.
Oh, you too. All right, let's continue. Writing and speaking sample. All right, guys, let's do it. Write about this. Who is an important person in your community? Describe why they are important. Okay, sure, we can do that. Let's talk about, well, I don't want to talk about a politician. I'd like to talk about an actor, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can think of something. Sure. All right. One of the most influential people in our community is, and this is the moment of truth. Who do I mention? Well, I'm gonna make up a politician over here, or a person over here who does social media. Yeah, this is not real, but I just want you guys to know. You can write about anything. Is Dr. Ram Chand. Dr. Chand, as of today, independently handles over 6 how do you call it, free hospitals within Delhi. Back in 1999, Dr. Chand started his first hospital which would offer services for free in, and let's actually change this from Delhi to let's say Banaras, or let's say maybe some new place like Gokulpur, just something like a small place, for free in the village of Gokulpur. Remote as it is, this village does have a population, or did have a population of 1800 people, of over 1800 people. However, due to its distance, or due to its remote nature, most people never had access to proper Medicare. Remote nature, and I would say due to its remote nature and lack of affluence, people are not very wealthy, so we can just say lack of wealth, if that makes it easy, right? Dr. Chand realized that people need easy access to healthcare, and petitioned with the Indian Prime Minister at the time to open the first free hospital in whole of, and this time we can say, Uttar Pradesh. This hospital was established on Dr. Chand's ancestral land, and the government offered funding with government offered funding. I think that's better. Yeah, okay. Today, Dr. Chand's hospital has helped save thousands of lives, if not more. Moreover, his free hospitals have expanded to 6 major Indian states, and they helping thousands of people on a daily basis. And I'm gonna just verify everything. One of the most important influential people in our community is Dr. Ram Chand. Dr. Chand, as of today, independently handles over 6 free hospitals within India, I would say now. Dr. Chand started his first which offers village of remote as it is. This village did have a population, can't have 2 tenses. However, due to its remote nature and lack of wealth, most people never had access to proper Medicare. Okay, the Prime Minister at the time to open. Okay, the hospital was established. Okay, I think that looks good. Yeah. All right, we can continue. 3 minutes to speak about. Last time you enjoyed being out in nature. Do you think people should spend more time outdoors? How would this affect people's quality of life? Well, I last enjoyed it just about 2 days ago. We went for a football match with the whole team, so I'm going to talk about that. I would definitely spend more time outdoors. How would this affect people's quality of life? Okay. The last time I enjoyed being out in nature was just about 2 days ago. We went for a company match, a football game between 2 parts of our company, and we often do that. To be honest, this was one of my best experiences going out. I really enjoyed being out in the nature. We were playing in a football ground. We had trees next to us. We were just able to breathe much more easy. And on top of that, we won the game. So that was a good cherry on the icing. Do I think people should spend more time outdoors? Absolutely. I feel so much more alive being outside than inside. I feel like man, or the humans in this case essentially, is not meant to be caged within the confines of buildings. Back in the olden ages, of course, people were very well connected to grass, and the moment you step on grass, I feel like your body starts to exude confidence and positivity. Hence, I feel people should spend more time outdoors, connect with the Mother Earth, because that's how this body that we have is meant to, has been programmed from the very beginning. How would this affect people's quality of life? I feel that people would live longer. I feel like people would breathe easier. I feel like people would have lesser issues with their health. The moment I started going out every morning, taking a brisk walk on the grass without any shoes on, and I started realizing that this time is something that is purely between me and the Mother Earth, I feel like I've just had a lot more in terms of my health than I did just about 2 years ago. And it helps me feel younger. It helps me realize and be closer to the older version of me, a kid that would go out in the park every single day and enjoy his evenings or mornings. And I feel that's the way everyone should be allowed to feel. And that's it. I don't think I need to speak more. You can speak a lot more on this, but I'm just gonna say continue, all right? And with that said, one research only question won't affect my score. Well, I don't want to make this video too long, so no thanks. 145 to 155 advanced, decent enough. And this TOEFL equivalent, by the way, my exact score on the TOEFL is 119, so good enough. Guys, this was it. And you can see it's not that difficult. Now, one important thing, if you go onto YMGrad.com and you sign up, you're going to get a lot of free Duolingo study materials sent to you directly, and you can also chat with me on this website if you ever need to. Hi again. I hope your test went well. And I hope that this video helped you understand some of those tips and tricks as you saw me actually use them in action. Now, I know one video might not always be enough. So I have more videos like this, which you can check out on this channel. That's why I recommend subscribing. And make sure you sign up on YMGrad so that I'll notify you whenever I make more videos about the Duolingo. You'll also get a lot of free study material. And until the next time, if you need any help, you can reach out to my team on Instagram or WhatsApp, but I'll see you in the next one.